Well, hello, boys and girls. Are you ready for Uncle Rod to tell you a nice bedtime story? Well, here it goes. This one's talking about Sam Altman. So here's how Sam Altman seduced the entire tech industry into the most elaborate financial orgy in corporate history. He walked into AMD and said, "I might buy your chips." AMD, desperate to compete with NVIDIA, didn't just offer a deal, they offered to give OpenAI up to 10% of their entire company for 1 cent per share. That's $35 billion worth of stock. I know we just got started, but please hit the like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I'd appreciate it. Sorry to interrupt your bedtime story. It now continues. Lisa Su, CEO of AMD, essentially paid Sam Altman $35 billion to maybe consider her hardware. It's a divorced dad buying his kid's affection with Disney trips, except the dad is a Fortune 500 company and the kids are a startup that burns cash like NBA coaches and players before fixed games. All right, enough of that. But here's a brilliant twist. AMD only gives OpenAI the stock if OpenAI buys enough chips and if AMD's stock price hits certain levels. So AMD is betting that OpenAI buying chips will make their stock go up, which triggers giving OpenAI more stock, which makes the stock go up more, which triggers more stock, and so on and so forth, and as it were. Meanwhile, Sam Altman's collecting power commitments like Pokemon cards. AMD 6 gigawatts, Broadcom 10 gigawatts, NVIDIA 26 gigawatts, Oracle $300 billion over multiple years. That NVIDIA deal alone, 26 gigawatts, uses more power than New York City on New Year's Eve. And Altman dropped his balls by telling employees that only 1/10 of what he wants to build by 2033, or that's only 1/10. OpenAI's current revenue, $13 billion per year. Oracle's deal commits OpenAI to about $60 billion in yearly payments. That's 4 times their current revenue. Your unemployed roommate who owes you $200 just promised to pay you $800 a year for the next decade. And everybody's nodding like this makes sense. And in more of a twisted twist, many of these companies invested money in OpenAI, which then OpenAI uses to buy their products. Microsoft invested billions. OpenAI buys Microsoft Cloud. Microsoft stock goes up. Oracle invested. OpenAI signs $300 billion deal. Oracle stock goes up. NVIDIA structures investment rights into deals. OpenAI buys NVIDIA chips. NVIDIA stock goes up. It's a circular firing squad where everyone's shooting blanks made of money and somehow everyone's stock prices keep going up. One article described this as financial incest so brazen, it makes the Habsburgs look genetically diverse. For the historically illiterate, the Habsburgs were European royalty so committed to keeping bloodlines pure that their family tree looked basically like a barbed wire sculpture. The last Habsburg king of Spain couldn't even chew his own food. Silicon Valley looked at that cautionary tale and said, "Hold my beer." But Sam Altman's real genius isn't the financial engineering, it's a psychological warfare. Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, was in Asia when he saw SoftBank's Masayoshi Son standing next to Sam Altman at the White House, unveiling what they called the largest AI infrastructure project in history. And Jensen Huang, a man who runs a company worth more than most countries, got FOMO, fear of missing out. Like a pimply-faced teenager watching Instagram stories of a party he wasn't invited to. Oh. So NVIDIA secretly pitched OpenAI on their own giant project, offering to sideline or backdoor SoftBank and raise the funds themselves. Result, a $100 billion deal that Huang unveiled at NVIDIA headquarters. Altman gave the CEO of NVIDIA high school anxiety, and Huang's response was to throw $100 billion at the problem. Meanwhile, Satya Nadella was getting cucked in real time. Microsoft had been OpenAI's exclusive cloud provider. They'd invested billions. They were the main relationship. Then Altman started flirting with Oracle and Google and AMD. Nadella's response? He announced the world's most powerful AI data center in Wisconsin and posted a video showing how quickly Microsoft had built it. As a corporate equivalent of, posting gym selfies after your girlfriend leaves you, I'm doing great, I'm great, look at my abs. Oracle's Larry Ellison briefly became the world's richest man after announcing his OpenAI deal. 4 separate times in 2 months, companies announced OpenAI deals and their stock prices soared, adding combined $630 billion in market value in the first day of trading. Altman didn't just make deals. He created a hostage situation where everyone's wealth depends on OpenAI succeeding. The Wall Street Journal said Altman played the egos of Silicon Valley's giants off of one another. Translation, Sam Altman ran a psychological operation, a PSYOP, on the world's richest men who pride themselves on being too smart to be manipulated, and convinced them to compete over who could give him the most money. Guy's brilliant, It's negging, but for tech CEOs, and it worked perfectly. While Mr. Altman was conducting his masterclass in ego manipulation, Amazon was solving a different problem. How do you eliminate 600,000 jobs without people getting upset? Answer: don't call it what it is. The New York Times obtained leaked internal documents from Amazon showing plans to replace 600,000 U.S. workers with robots by 2033. The savings? 30 cents per package. Your entire livelihood, your mortgage, your kids' education, your retirement is worth less than a postage stamp. But Amazon had a PR strategy for the inevitable backlash. According to the leaked documents, avoid terms like automation and AI. Use advanced technology instead. Call robots cobots, short for collaborative robots. Participate in community projects to improve corporate image. We're not firing you, we're introducing collaborative robots. The co means we're in this together, like a team. Now go clean out your locker, we need the space. Like your girlfriend saying, I'm not cheating, I'm exploring ethical non-monogamy with Rashad from accounting. It's very collaborative. An Amazon spokesperson said the leaked documents reflect just one team's perspective, and that Amazon is actively hiring 250,000 positions for the holiday season. Right, seasonal workers, temporary, the corporate equivalent of saying, well, you can't have your full-time job back. You're more than welcome to help us load trucks between Black Friday and Christmas. Meanwhile, OpenAI is running a secret program called Project Mercury. They hired more than 100 former investment bankers from Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, and Morgan Stanley, paying them $150 per hour to train AI on how to do the work of junior analysts. They're paying senior bankers to teach AI how to eliminate the junior banker positions that create senior bankers in the first place. What do you think that means for senior bankers in the years to come? It's turkeys perfecting the Thanksgiving recipe. But the tech industry isn't just eliminating jobs. They're making the remaining ones infinitely worse by importing China's worst ideas. According to a Wired investigation, AI startups in Silicon Valley have adopted 996 work culture, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. Job postings now openly warn prospective hires, expect long, grueling hours. The justification? AI tools never sleep, so why should you? A next-gen hero analysis found that 996 teams often become less innovative than balanced ones. Burnout increases, creativity falls, and the entire hyper-productivity loop eats itself. But Jensen Huang is already planning a replacement. He said future workforces will be a combination of humans and digital humans. You license some and you hire some depending on the quality. This man described your future coworkers like he's at an enterprise rent-a-car choosing between BMWs. He also revealed that NVIDIA already has more AI agents monitoring cybersecurity than human employees. Translation, we've already replaced the security team, we just haven't told them yet. And the government isn't regulating this disaster. No. They're investing in it, of course. The Trump administration is taking equity stakes in quantum computing companies, IonQ, Rigetti Computing Company, D-Wave Quantum. This follows the government taking nearly 10% of Intel, making them Intel's largest shareholder. Intel's largest shareholder is now our United States government. So the people who are supposed to regulate technology now own stock in the companies they're regulating. I wouldn't call that oversight. I'd call that insider trading. Should we regulate AI? Well, we do own 10% of the company. Yeah, you're right. Buy more shares. The safety inspector just became the business partner. What could possibly go wrong? Sounds like a deal made in heaven, man. Meanwhile, 800 public figures signed an open letter begging tech companies to stop building superintelligence until we know it won't kill everyone. Well, what a stupid idea. Yeah, well, it's about time. It's only been around for several years now. The people signing this include Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, one of 50 people they call the godfather of AI. Steve Wozniak, one of the original dudes of Apple, or I don't know Apple's whole story. Maybe he wasn't original, but he's in on pretty much the beginning. Richard Branson, Steve Bannon, and Prince Harry. Yes, I said Prince Harry. The man who quit his job because people were being mean to him on Twitter. He looked at artificial general intelligence and thought, this situation requires my signature. What's next? The Kardashians signing a petition about quantum entanglement? Mariah Carey raising her hand for the big booty boot-up drive? The letter demands broad scientific consensus before building superintelligent AI. Harry couldn't get his own family together at Christmas time, but sure, let's get global consensus from the AI research community. Totally realistic. A U.S. poll found only 5% of the people support the move fast and break things for AI. I don't know if you call it a movement, but that's one they call the people that just, AI, Katie bar the door, full steam ahead people. 75% want robust regulation. The other 20% want faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, and more money. Tom T. Hall. I like him. He remembers the day that Clayton Delaney died. Sam Altman's response to this, he told employees OpenAI's long-term goal is to build 250 gigawatts of capacity by 2033. Yeah, I always think about Back to the Future, too. 1.2 gigawatts! That would cost more than $10 trillion by today's standards. For context, OpenAI makes $13 billion per year and won't be profitable until hell freezes up and has to be restarted. Yeah, did you unplug it and plug it back in? But don't worry, Prince Harry signed a letter. Everything's under control. We're good. We're golden. Harry's got it. Harry's got our backs. Harry's got our hairy backs. Sam Altman convinced AMD to hand over 10% of their company for essentially nothing. He got Oracle to commit $300 billion to a startup making $13 billion per year. He manipulated tech CEOs' egos until $630 billion in market value hinged on OpenAI's success. Amazon is eliminating 600,000 jobs but calling the robots cobots, so you feel better about your layoff. OpenAI is paying senior bankers $150 per hour to train AI to eliminate junior bankers. Silicon Valley imported 996 work culture because the machines never sleep, and now neither can you. The government isn't stopping any of this. They're taking equity stakes. Your regulator became a venture capitalist. Your safety inspector owns stock in the thing they're supposed to inspect. And 800 experts, including a literal prince, signed a letter begging everyone to slow down. No one's slowing down. It's financial incest. It's ego manipulation, and it works because everyone's too invested to admit they might be wrong. I'll see you in the next episode.